So Heather, let's talk a little bit about your company provides companionships to seniors, and I feel like this is the thing that we don't really want to acknowledge with our aging parents is we're forced to accept the fact that they're having more medical needs, but really I would think the thing that's crushing that we don't talk about enough is the loneliness and the isolation that comes with aging. Tell me, what do you see with regards to that in your line of work with seniors?
It's a huge issue right now, loneliness and isolation. Along those lines comes with it a sort of depression, which a lot of people don't talk about, which thankfully we're starting to talk about in society now. And the loneliness stems from, think about it, we have our keys. We can just jump in the car and go somewhere where we want if we miss a gallon of milk or we forgot something. And if you're in the point that you're a senior that can't drive anymore, that's a tool or a resource that's been taken away, and you're left there to rely on somebody else. And a lot of times, as I found I was touching on, I recently had a knee surgery, and I hated asking my family to do anything for me because I felt like they were already doing so much. And what happens is I think sometimes having somebody that's outside the family, you can ask them to go do things for you that you wouldn't ask your family member to do. And as far as, the loneliness is just having someone, it's like a therapist that you're not paying therapy for. You don't realize.
A friend.
It's anyone. And I was at the point that I was so out of commission with me. I didn't want to see anyone. I didn't want to complain. But the people that forced themselves into the house to come see me was the greatest part of my day. It was 2 hours talking to someone. So just having that companionship, that friendship, someone to lean on, someone that is also looking out for you. A lot of people, like I said, have lost a spouse and they don't have that person just to talk to all the time. Families are now growing and living across the country. It's not like it used to be where you kind of stayed in the same town and you had 3 or 4 children that could help. Families are smaller. You're fortunate. You said you have 3 sisters, or so. There's a lot to divvy out there in time, but people live in different parts of the country. So phone calls are to be made, and sometimes dialing the phone is even a hard task. So to have somebody, I know my grandmother, we bought her a large phone with big buttons, and then there's ones that you can put pictures of the family member on. So if you can't read the numbers, you can just hit the picture of the family member so that you can make that phone call, because even talking on the phone is important. But a lot of seniors just shut themselves off more and more, not realizing they're doing it because, I don't feel like going out today. Okay, then the next time don't feel, and it just becomes a cycle. So to have somebody coming in, just making sure that getting out and talking and listening is huge. You have to be a good listener in this industry. I think that's one of the most important things, because they don't want to hear about you, your problems, your great life.
Even if they ask you, they don't really.
Even if they, because
they're just being polite.
Right? It's for them to talk, and you have to remember that you're there to listen and be the light in their day. They're not there to be the light in yours.